Vertical translations are very straightforward. If you have plus some number after f of x, it'll move it up. If you have minus, it'll move it down. So remember that f of x is the same thing as y. So this is saying take my y values and add 5 to that. Well, my y-axis is the vertical axis. So if I just took each of these points that have been plotted for this quadratic parent function, if I just take each of those and I add 5 to the y value, that would move it up 5 spaces. So I've just done that. I moved each of these points up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. The ones over here at -3, 9 and +3, 9 would have gone off my grid, so I didn't bother plotting those. And then I can redraw my parabola through my points, and I have my vertical translation up 5. I took my parent function, moved each point up 5 units, and here is the new function. Let's talk about the equation. This is written in function notation, but there is another way that I can write this. Since g of x is equal to f of x plus 5, g of x would also be equal to, I can replace f of x with x squared because these two are equivalent to each other. So I'm going to just replace the f of x with x squared and then bring down that plus 5. So really, this was just substitution, replacing f of x with x squared because that's what f of x was. So you can see it written two different ways, in function notation or just in this regular notation. So that means that x squared plus 5 is the equation for this parabola. This time we have a minus sign, so we need to take all the y values of these points and move them down 2 units. Okay, I've moved each of these points down 2 units. Now I can draw my new cube root function. There we go. We can also change the way this equation is written. Again, this is in function notation. So what I'm going to do is replace f of x with the cube root of x, and then bring down the minus 2. So those are the two different notations that you might see written for this graph.